everything seems to be working good. Hello, and welcome. All right, so for today, I'm going to continue working on these Jinx cosplay props. As you can see, I have the mouths here. I have some pieces here that still need to have metallic added to them. And then I also have these pieces here that need to be oil washed. We'll see how far I get today. I mean, my goal is to at least have these pieces here painted gray, and then these pieces here painted metallic. If I could reach that goal, I would be very happy. I'd be a very happy little fairy. So, we're gonna first start off with, I'm gonna put these aside. Are these lovely mouths. And I'm gonna bring forward my palette and mix up some gray. Now all this is dry, by the way. This is all dry on here. So add some white, some black, and a little bit of blue, because I like my grays to still have some color in them. So even with gray, I still add just a little bit of color. I don't know, I feel like it adds more dimension that way. Hey, it's Isaac! Hi, Isaac. How you doing? Going pretty good, Isaac. Pretty good. I've been very busy lately. Like making ears, preparing for my next few shows. Yeah, it's been busy, but doing good. Aw, it was good, Isaac. I had a really good Valentine's Day. It was a lot of fun. And what about you, Isaac? How was your Valentine's Day? You know what? Just so I don't have that swirly kind of sound when I'm washing my brushes, because normally I put the water right underneath where the microphone is. And let's not have that sound. Alright, so now that I have my gray mixed, I'm going to put my palette aside. And I'm going to bring forward one of the mouths. They have fur on them. I've been making animal ears like crazy, and there is fur everywhere. I know people say glitter is the worst. No, fur is the worst. That's what the worst is. Fur gets everywhere. At least glitter just falls down. Fur floats and finds new places. No, you didn't do much on Valentine's Day, Isaac. Well, what did you do? You know, I'm gonna... Sorry, I'm still like kind of somewhat situating myself. So I have the top part of the mouth here. And I'm just gonna go in with this solid gray. And I'm just painting. And I'll do about 2 layers of this gray paint. And what's great about this assembly line is that once one of these pieces is done, the other one's dry, so that's why also when I'm making big batches like this, I like working with assembly line. Alrighty, there we go. Got one painted. Now on to the next. Aw, I'm sorry, Isaac. I'm sorry you had no one to celebrate Valentine's Day with this year. Aw. Well, you know what? I put in the hopes for you that this year will change and you meet someone so that next year you have someone to celebrate with. And that person just enjoys hanging out with you and playing video games with you. So then you have someone to play video games with. It'd be awesome. Well, at least you had a fun time. At least making playing video games. That's good. But yeah, I'm gonna put out the energy for you, Isaac, that this year that will change and you will meet someone. Someone who's nice and kind and likes all the same things you do. Or at least most of the same things. Gotta have some similarities. Something to relate on, it's important. Yep, so hopefully I can hit my goal today. My goal of painting all these little guys. I kind of messed up on the priming of these. They kind of made some... I had to re-go back in. I didn't prime them very well. Some of the mouths. I had to go back and re-prime them, which I will admit I was not too thrilled with at the moment I was doing it, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes with cosplay. You have to go back. It happens. Yeah. I think that sounds like a great idea, Isaac, to find someone who also is very passionate about voice acting, or someone who's passionate about filmmaking or animation. So they could animate the characters and you could voice act those characters. How about something like that? And then you guys could work on making little films together, little mini movies. I think that would be fun. That would be a fun project to work on with a partner. Oh, there's a lot of fur on here. Go away. Go away, fur. I should almost take one of those lint rollers to all my props. Should just have one near me. Be gone, fuzzies. Be gone. That's what happens when I work on multiple mediums at a time. I'm like painting and working with fur. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you like my idea, Isaac. Don't you think that would be fun? If she really liked animation and then you could voice act all the characters, I think that'd be cool. I have a goal. I want to, in the next couple of days, get these props done. Hopefully soonish. I actually do have to get them done very soon. Very, very soon. Hoping today to reach that goal. And I'm glad everyone here likes to watch the progress on these cosplay props. I'll have to think of more to do in the future. Trust me, I have so many cosplays I want to do. Oh my gosh, I have so many. I want to finish up Karma for sure from Acceleracers. Definitely want to finish her. She's like at the top of my list. And I'm in the process of making Jinx's Pow Pow. All it needs is like the decorative pieces, so you can kind of tell what it is. Right now it's just like a skeleton. So I want to do that. That's a goal before it gets warm. I did have a goal of making that Pow Pow for Game on Expo as like a prop with my Jinx cosplay, but I unfortunately don't think it's gonna happen. I'm super sad. I've been just slammed with getting ready for shows and commissions and all that. But I have a new goal to get it done before it gets hot. That's my new goal. That's a good question, Isaac. I think Diva's mech suit would be really cool to have. And useful. Could you imagine like flying around that thing, skipping all the traffic? Just fly right over the traffic. Be great. Yeah, so I would choose Diva's mech suit. Isaac, which one would you choose? So I'm gonna put this little mouth aside and I'm gonna show that I'm going to mix more gray. Just adding a bit of white, a little bit of blue, and some black. Yes, my very full palette. Very, very full. Yeah, you're also for the mech suit? Yep. Sounds like a good plan, Isaac. So what's your plans for today, Isaac? What do you have going on? What's your plans? Are you doing anything fun? Are you just playing games? What games are you playing? Fur, be gone. Be gone, Fur. Nice. Nice, Isaac. Some new games with the PlayStation Plus. That sounds like fun. Sounds like a good day planned. Isaac, what's a really fun game to play on the PlayStation Plus? What's a game that you very much have enjoyed playing, or a game you're looking forward to playing? All right, so now that was the last mouthpiece. Um, Time to go back to this one. And now it's like it's pretty dry, but we're gonna flip it over and do the other side. And I want to make sure to get all these edges too. No edges left unpainted. Rat is it Ratchet and Clank is fun to play? Nice. I have not heard of that game, but I'm glad you're having fun. That's good. And some online games. Nice. Good. I'm glad you're having fun, Isaac. What is that? Is it? Yeah. Ratchet and Clank. I haven't heard of that one. Alrighty, so now that I have the back side of this piece painted, I'm gonna put it aside and pull this one forward, turn it around. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna move these closer. There we go. Yeah, I love that game. What about that game do you think that I would really like, Isaac? Like what kind of game is it? Is it like a world building or do you go on missions? Do you do quests? Does it take place in a fantasy world or a futuristic world? What kind of game is it? Yep, so just, I know it's kind of repetitive of what to do just to keep painting these pieces, but it's part of it. It's part of the assembly line process. That's why I kind of also like assembly lines something, because like I can kind of know what to expect, what to do next. Gotta make sure all the paint edges are painted. No edges left unpainted. Oh. That actually does sound like a fun game, Isaac. To travel to other planets? Alright. Anything with aliens. It's like, I'm down. You got aliens? Yes. You all know me and my love for space and celestial beings. I like stars. I like stories doing with sci-fi. I like painting sci-fi. I should do one of those. I should do another, like, space nebula type painting. Do it on the stream. I think it'd be fun. I think you would all really like it. Yeah, with these pieces, I don't know if I'll necessarily get to painting the metallic on them, but we'll see. Maybe. Aliens and robots. Yeah, anything aliens, robots sounds good to me. Sounds like a fun game to me. I'm finding that the painting the edges first, it's going a tad easier. There we go. Cute. Yep, and that's pretty much it. Yes, I got a few deadlines to make before my shows, but you know, I'll get to them. Hopefully, I'll reach them. There we go. All right. Actually, it might be easier just to paint the edges first, then go on to the next parts. All right. Gonna put that there. Yep, just going along the edges. I have found that painting the edges first is actually a bit easier before going on to the back rather than trying to pinch two sides that are kind of wet. And yes, I'm doing this with a paintbrush, but I could technically do it with airbrush if that's something easier for you. Airbrush would give more of a realistic feel, but I really like the art style of Arcane, so I am trying to go for more illustrative, more like showing brush strokes. Yep. Doop, 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 doop. Painting, painting, painting. Yeah, this weekend as I was working on um, animal ears, Nacho, shout out to Nacho. He came over and he was a big help and helped me like with the wire of all the ears, and we glued a few together. Really big help. Shout out to my mom too. She was a big help as well, gluing together the ears. It's a team effort. Definitely a team effort. Especially when I I'm working with a time crunch. And it's not something I can just simply, order. I like working with mixed mediums, though. I really do. I think that's why I like cosplay so much, because there's so many different mediums you can work with. What? A rose that can last for without water for a year? That sounds very interesting, Isaac. What kind of rose is this? It can't be a real rose. What kind of rose? I don't even know a plant that could last a year without any water. Even desert plants, they all need some kind of water. I want to see this rose. You should, Isaac, post it in the Discord and share with everyone. All right. So, you did? All right. Well, oopsies. My fault that I didn't see your post. I'll have to, after the stream, I'm gonna look and see. I'll take another peek. Now this side and this side is dry. I can go into my second layer. I'm gonna move this aside. I'm gonna put this right here. Need a little bit more acrylic paint to mix. I do make the gray in small batches because acrylic paint dries so quickly. If this was oil paint, I would do much bigger batch, but with the acrylic, I don't want to make a big batch and then have it all dry out by the time I finish painting. Like, or by the time I'm like halfway through and then everything dries, and I don't want to deal with that. So I would rather mix in small batches. Hey, it's Win! Hi, Win! How you doing? It's okay, Win. You're fine. Hey, it's Ray! Hi, Ray. How you doing? Good to see you both here. Ray, Win, how was both of your weekends? How was everyone's weekend? Nice. Glad you're doing good, Win. Yeah, I remember you posted about that you went to the Ren Fair. How was your Renaissance Festival experience? Tell me all about Excuse me. Tell me all about it. See already with that second layer, the difference that it makes. It's just so much more solid. Oh my gosh. Ray, that is far. That is very far. Oh man. Well, I hope that it was at least a fun party. At least a fun housewarming party for your cousin. I'm glad to see you here, Ray. I know you've shared a little bit that you've been busy lately. I know, I can feel that. It's crazy how much, like, busy life can be. And how fast time can go. Like, I can't even believe it. We're already, like, heading towards the end of February already. I'm like, was it just the start of January? Didn't we just celebrate New Year's? Aww. That sounds like a good time, Win. Aw, I'm glad you had a good time. And I know Primrose is awesome. I visited her a few times too. She is awesome. I love her magic and her joy. Actually, just of all the fairies, I love all their magic and joy that they bring to everyone and their energy. Hey, Ray, of course you won the card game. Of course the magician won the card game. I know you didn't cheat because it's not your personality, but I see why they're blaming you. I'm poking at you, Ray. Oh, and I know this answer from Win. I know you're gonna go to Game On Expo, but Ray, are you going to Game On? And I'm sorry if I asked before in past messages. I just don't remember because I'm trying to keep track in my head who I'm gonna see there, but I keep like forgetting who said yes and who said no. So I keep asking, trying to remember myself. But Ray, are you gonna be at Game On? I agree, Win. Primrose the Fairy is very, very sweet. Yeah, definitely Win, try to get your Game On tickets now, because I know the closer it gets to the time, the more expensive they're gonna be. Look at that, look at that. Look at that, so beautiful. Sweet, 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 sweet. See, they're getting there, they're getting there. Second layer, as you probably noticed, goes a lot faster than the first layer painting. It's just how it goes. Yay! Yay, I'm excited. That'll be awesome, Ray. Ray, I'll see you there. See you at Game On Expo. And I'm excited to see too your new cosplay. That'll be awesome. Hopefully it'll be a good year this year. That's Game On. I'm hoping for a good turnout, good people. Hope there's good traffic flow, like everything's laid out good. All right, so I want to flip this one over, but it's very like the first layer hasn't dried yet. So if I flip it over, it could leave like texture. It could transfer the texture of the like this board that I have onto it, and I don't want that. I want to keep it like somewhat smooth. So we're gonna put these aside and let them dry. In the time being, I'm going to add metallic paint to these guys. Hey! I see someone new is here named Dream. Hello, hello, named Dream. How are you? Thank you so much, named Dream, for the follow. That is awesome. It is name dream, right? Yeah, name dream. Okay. We're good. Sometimes dream I will like misread things because I try to quick read. So sometimes it's like, that's not what my name is. But welcome. Hey, good job, Ray, for getting what you won. You won a star. Yeah. I like those mini games and uh little avatars. Hey. That's awesome, Ray. That is awesome. 25 pounds. Hell yeah. That's so good. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Ray, I bet you're feeling good. Yep, so I'm just taking silver metallic paint and I'm painting over the base coat. And obviously this is completely dry. It's best to do this when the base coat is completely dry. Because otherwise sometimes the metallic can mix in with the like the matte color underneath, or the base color. I shouldn't call it matte because it's not matte. It's the base color underneath, and then it won't look as bright or as shiny. And I really like using this techniques for all metallics. Personally, this is my favorite. Oh, I'll have to look at the photos that you posted of the Ren Fair on Discord and Instagram and the socials. Or as the mermaids say, socials. Oh my gosh, ever since the Ren Fair, if I didn't have so many deadlines and so many projects with deadlines, I would be painting mermaids right now. Mermaids and fairies. I have so many ideas and inspirations from the fair. I'm like, all I want to do is paint portraits of mermaids and fairies. But that will have to wait until I finish all my projects that have deadlines. There we go. Nice win. That's awesome. That's awesome. You also have lost some weight. So good. Yay. Yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes it's working out that does the trick, but it's also just what you eat. Like sometimes just cutting out a few couple things can really make a difference, which is kind of crazy. Paint, 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 painting, painting. That's really cool, Ray. Hey, that's good. That's good that working out has been doing really good for you, Ray. Yeah, and diets are good, but I gotta say, you still gotta enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really like chocolate chip cookies, one a day will not hurt you. Just saying. Now, an entire box of a dozen cookies, yeah, don't do that. But you're like, you know what? I can have one. One's not gonna kill me or do anything. But you still gotta enjoy life. Also, I think a good thing is moderation. You know, keep in mind moderation. And you know what's another thing now, thinking of diets and stuff that people usually don't think about, but it gets people every time, is soda. Soda's a big one. You'll notice a big difference if you cut out soda completely. Trust me. But, I mean, if you enjoy soda, because, I mean, soda is good. I would say wait for, like, special occasions. Like me, I hardly ever drink soda. But I'll have it for, like, a movie, like if I'm going to the movie theaters, you know? Once during the movie theaters, fine. You know, if you're out with friends and you're all getting burgers, you're like, you know what? I'm celebrating with friends tonight. I'll have a little soda that goes with it. Yeah, you're fine. But I would say a good, like a really good substitute soda is sparkling water. Yeah, and there's some good sparkling waters out there with really good flavors, but it doesn't have the sugar that soda does, and it still has like the bubblies. And it's a good substitute. Also, it gets you to drink more water, which water is good for you. It's good for everything. I think sometimes people underestimate actually how good water is for you. Time can be an enemy sometimes. Why do you say that, Win? Did I miss something in the chat? I mean, time does go by very fast, I will say. And it's crazy. It's crazy how time can fly by. Hey, that's good. See, that's good, Win. No, I think that's perfect. Yeah. Soda for con celebrating. Yeah. Yeah, especially that Wild Bill's soda. Oh my gosh. Their soda's sweet though. I can only have so much of it. Very small doses. Oh yeah, no, it's all good, Win. Yeah, but the deadlines are coming up soon, and I'm gonna finish up these projects, and so then I can kind of get to some mermaid paintings. I have ideas. It's okay. Oh, and Win, how is your painting coming along? Or the drawing of your painting? I saw a post and it was looking good. It looks like you got a good sketch going. Almost done with this silver. And what's cool about this metallic too is so the more layers of like metallic paint or this silver that I put on top, the shinier it'll get. I don't want these props to be super duper like over shiny. So I'm just going to do the one layer. I just wanted them looking like metal. And then I'll do the tarnished oil wash on them in a tad. Alrighty, there we are. It's so shiny. Pretty, pretty, shiny, shiny. Nice. All right. Hey, you know what? That's okay, Win. That's okay if the progress is slow right now, you know? You're taking your time, and art takes time. You know, it does. Nothing ever happens instantly when it comes to art. Yeah, and you're doing good with the drawing. Keep working at it. You're doing good. All right, so now I have this top part to work on. Gonna move this guy over, bring him forward, and I need more metallic on my palette here. Whoop. Yeah, no, just keep working at it. And then I'm just gonna add metallic right on here. And yeah, I'm just kind of going along. Same as the bottom half of these little props. And adding metallic. And I want to be careful when going around any of the copper pieces or what will be copper, and I don't want to get paint on that. Trying to keep the two pieces kind of separated, but I might need my smaller brush. I have a smaller brush that I'm going to use for these parts here. And I have to be even more careful with these pieces because it's not all silver. There is copper pieces, so it's not like the bottoms where it's like, oh, it's all silver, so I can kind of be like, do. These ones I have to be slightly more careful. Sure, I could tape off all the pieces if I wanted to, but nah, I don't spend the time doing that. I'm not gonna spend all that time. And hopefully by the time I get this top half done, at least some of the mouths will be dry, so I can add that metallic paint to them. If not, I do have metallic ones like these dry, and I will start the oil paint wash, but I would kind of like to do all the oil paint wash at the same time. You know, it's like that, just having that assembly line thing. Aw, no, you'll get it done, Win. I say if you work on your painting at least a little bit each day, you will get it done. You have a month to do it. You'll be able to. Keep telling yourself the mantra, I'm gonna get it done, I'm gonna get it done. I like the transformation change of seeing the props first like this, like not shiny gray, you know, just this base gray color, and then all of a sudden now they're super shiny. There we go, and I'm gonna try to do these last few parts with the big brush. Then I'm gonna wash my big brush and a small brush. Alright, so now that I wash my big brush, I grab like a much smaller brush. It's the best angle to see this. And I get around the tiny details or the much smaller details. And not to forget about the little bolts, which I have forgotten about in the past, as you all know. You don't want to forget about these little guys. They're important details too. It's all important details. Every part of this is important detail. Yeah, Win, you'll be able to get it done in time. Just work on the painting a little bit each day and you'll get it done. You got this. And I want to make sure that every little section and every little bit, every section is good. There we go. Do 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 do. It's getting there, getting there. All right, there we are. Now it's all silver. Now, I'm sure you thought I was gonna go right onto the copper, but no. I actually have to do a second layer of this base copper. So we're gonna add that. You know, judging the time, I think I'll be able to get done with painting all the base colors and all the metallics of all the pieces that are right here, which is really cool. And I'll admit, I'm actually really excited about. I'm like, wow, I think I can actually hit my goal today. All right, so I'll push this aside. And you're probably thinking, wait, is this even allowed? Are you even allowed to bounce back and forth? I thought it was first all base colors, then all metallics. Well, since the metallics here are separated and they don't really like touch, then no. I mean, I would suggest that you do all the base color first and then the metallics, but sometimes things end up backwards. I just went right for that silver because I still had silver wet on my palette. So I'm like, I'll do the base color while the metallic silver is drying. There's nothing wrong. Sometimes things have to happen in a certain order, but sometimes, like in a case like this, where the two colors really don't interact with each other, yeah, fine. Now, I would say a step you can't just mix and match is the oil paint wash. You have to do the metallic first, then the oil paint wash, and I wouldn't suggest doing the oil paint wash on the silver now before even getting to the copper. I don't know, it would just get messy and you'd have to do touch-ups and go back, and too much, like, unnecessary work. It'd be too much, because then oil would get onto this half-done base color, and then you'd have to repaint it anyway, because the metallic would show that, like, the dirty tarnish underneath. Ugh. No. That's something you definitely have to do in order. Now I do have to be extra careful because I can't touch up. That's the only danger with doing this reverse, is because I can't just go with gray, and metallic is too transparent to touch up. So I won't, whatever is there is there. Whatever I paint, it'll be. Sorry, I want to make sure you see it well. So awkward with this shape, getting like a good view of it where you can see what I'm doing, but I also can see what I'm doing. I kind of don't want to paint blind with these pieces. I can easily mess up. Definitely do not want to mess up. Not on these. I feel extra pressure because these are a commission. So they gotta be like extra perfect. Oh, yay! That's good. Got a new Discord member. Welcome, welcome. Sorry if you joined a little bit ago and I'm just saying welcome now. I suddenly got into a groove where I was just like really focusing. I'm just super focused right now. I know so many weird angles I have to like put this little prop in to make sure I paint all the angles. Painting 3D objects is weird. So much different than a canvas. And even then I feel like when I work on canvas, I still move the canvas around, getting different angles, making sure I get all of them. Here we go. Almost done, guys. Almost done with painting the second layer of this copper. And then we'll go back to the mouths and see. They should be good and dry by now to do a second layer of silver on them. Should be. Oh shoot, I almost forgot I have to do the speaker too. I almost forgot the speaker again. I do not know why. It's such a small piece. I've been consistent about that though, for getting the speaker and the bolts on the side. I've been consistent about that. And there we are. For the silver, I do, for these props specifically, I only do one layer of silver. So it's 2 layers of base coat and then 1 layer of silver. But that depends on how shiny you want the props to be. So for these ones, I want them kind of dirty and gritty. So I only do one. But if there was a prop, I'm like, no, I really want this super shiny, then I'll probably do 2 or 3 layers of metallic on top. Depends on like the metallic color and what you're making and how it's turning out. But for these ones, just one. All right, yeah, these are looking good and dry. So return to the silver. And as I'm painting, I'm also keeping everything going in like this, all the brush strokes in the same direction to kind of keep it consistent. Heck yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. If the brush strokes went in multiple different ways, it could look kind of messy and inconsistent. So that's why I'm keeping them all going the same direction. Shiny. Now for the next mouthpiece. Hey, it's Evo Leia. Hi, Evo Leia. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Evil Leia. Doing pretty good. I'm just kind of just working on these Jinx props. Working on these chompers. Hopefully in the next few days I can actually get these done. That'd be nice. There we go. Cute. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Another one. Shiny and done. Gonna add a little bit more metallic to my palette. Going through the silver here. And it's funny, I actually don't use that much metallic. I just put tiny little like amounts on my palette because I don't want it to dry out so quickly. Kind of like any of my other paints. Oh, my brush is still kind of dirty. Good, I'm glad you're doing good, Evil Leia. That's good to hear. Yes, Isaac, I like that. Jinx holding Super Smash Bros. Ball that can use an ultimate powers. Oh my gosh, I can only imagine what Jinx would do. Yeah, I'm excited to bring Jinx back. I'm thinking about, so I have two shows coming up, Kikori and Game on Expo. I'm thinking about bringing Jinx to both of them, but I'm not completely sure which one, if I'm going to bring season finale Jinx or season 1 Jinx. Still kind of going back and forth in my head of my cosplay lineup. Here we go. Shiny. Something's going on. Oh, okay. Nothing I have to take care of at the exact moment. Oh my gosh, Isaac. What a challenge to eat a giant burrito. The world's largest burrito. I mean, do we get to all work together on this giant burrito? Because I don't know. I don't feel like I could eat very much of it. I don't eat very much. Because if I had to do it by myself, I don't think I could do much. I would definitely not win the trip at all. If it was a team effort, but even if it was a team effort, I feel like I would uh not contribute all that much because also too again, I feel like I would have a couple bites and then be done. And I feel like you guys would be doing all the work. All right. We got another one done. We all have to work together. We have 2 hours. You know, I would at least try. How about that? But I feel like, again, you guys would be doing most of the work. And then I would feel bad because I feel like I would definitely not come close to my equal share at all. Then I would feel bad. Same one. Actually, a little burrito does sound good. Getting hungry. Getting hungry for some lunch. It's coming around that time. There we go. Almost done. Not really. I still have to do the like underneath side of these little chompers. So it looks like it's almost done, but not really. That is true, Win. That is true. Trying is better than nothing. Even though I feel like, Isaac, you could do that challenge no problem. I know you like the foods. Alright, shiny. Touch up right there. And by the way, I don't. So, another little tip for working with these metallics is I don't water them down. Because watering them down, unless if I really want like a little bit of like shimmer, but nothing too intense or crazy, just like a hint of glitter, then I will. But I do want it somewhat solid, so I don't add water when painting these. And I'm actually running low. Yeah, my goal with these booms here is to get them done in the next few days, along with the ears. I have next to me about 11 ears on headbands, which is cool. They are ready for jewelry, so I'll decorate those later. All right, so it is dry on this side now. I'm gonna flip it over. And paint the other side. Now you might be like, "Why, you're never gonna see this side of the mouth. Why even paint it?" And it's because I want, like, when making these props, I want it to be complete from all angles. You know, there's no hiding. You can see a 3D object from all sides. So all sides need to be painted. Even if it looks like you won't notice much, or it'll be just kind of dark, still. I don't cut corners anywhere. That's important when crafting, is don't cut corners. Take your time, do the work, and it'll turn out good. Here we go. Yeah, my cosplays for Game On Expo, I'm definitely bringing Jinx. Not sure which version of her, if it's going to be season 1 or if it's going to be a season finale. I haven't decided yet, but one of the two. And I don't know who else to cosplay. Not really sure. I have no time to make a new cosplay. And I maybe Killjoy, because I haven't brought her out in a while. Her or Jet, maybe. I don't know. What about you, Win? What's your cosplay lineup for Game On Expo? There we go. Shine. And I do need to put a little bit more silver on my palette. Yeah, I really, really want to get this done in time. Now, looking at the time, I'm not sure. Maybe I can finish all the mouths in time, but I don't know if I'll get to the copper necessarily. We'll see. I'm going to try. Going to try my best. Fun, fun. Oh, I like your Spider Noir. When your Spider Noir is good. Just gonna paint along the edges. There we are. All right. See, it's so funny. Even just painting solid colors can take time, you know? There's really no blending or detail work at this point in time. It's just painting solid colors. And sure, it could go a lot faster with an airbrush, but like I said, I like the art style of Arcane, so I really wanted to give it that like brushstroke kind of feel. So I am taking the long route with these, but I have a vision in mind of what I want to do. There we go. Yep, almost done. You know what? I think judging by the time I'll be able to finish this mouthpiece and then the next mouthpiece, the bottom jaw, and I will call it a stream there. Just painting around the edges. There we go. And then one more. One more. And then all the mouths are painted. It's funny on the stream up here, it almost looks like I'm, in some angles, it almost looks like I'm painting it like super light gray or even white. It's just how the reflection's taking it. I think that's kind of funny. I think I gave myself too much paint on this palette. Oh well. Sometimes I accidentally do that. There we go, there we go. Almost done. And off stream, I'm going to work as hard as I can on finishing these guys. I will at least keep one to show you all the progress on the graffiti art that I do on these. Because I think everyone would probably like to see that process. It is a lot of fun and it is pretty free flowing. So I'll keep at least one or two. Also, too, I use UV paint, so they'll be UV reactive. Yeah, it'll be good. All right. And there we are. Last one. Oh, and just on time, too. So there we are. Got our shiny mouths and shiny. I didn't get to the copper of the main body, which I was hoping, but oh well. It happens. Sometimes I don't always reach the goals I wish to get. Aw, thank you, Evil Leia. I'm glad that you like watching the process. Yay, I'm glad. Aw, thank you, Win. I'm glad you like seeing the process as well. That means a lot. Thank you. Alrighty. So, yeah, let's scooch them all in here. Process for the day. Alright, so there it is. Even though I didn't reach my goal of getting all the metallic done, I still think I made really good progress. I mean, heck, at the start of the stream, these were just primed. They weren't even painted. So, I think I still made good progress. Thank you everyone for being here today and hanging out with me as I paint. Oh, Evo Leia, I am so used to painting and everything that I am no longer concerned about paint getting on my outfits. I'm used to finding little spots of paint around the wrists and that kind of stuff. No need to worry. I'm an artist. I get paint everywhere. It's who I am. I'm like my hands. I'm not afraid of my hands getting all dirty either. So no need to worry because I'm not worried. Aw, you're welcome, Win. Thank you. And thank you for being here and hanging out as I paint. I'm glad you like to see the process. Alrighty. Crusty. As for tomorrow, I will be streaming same time. What I'll be working on, we'll see. I still have a lot of ears to get done. I might work on ears, or I might work on oil washing all of these guys. Maybe continue working on the booms here. So it'll either be ears or it'll be Jinx props for tomorrow, but stick around and yeah, no matter what, it'll be a good time and I'll show you what I'm doing. So yeah, but thank you everyone and I will see you next time. Alrighty, bye for now. Have an awesome day. Bye.